You haven't lost your drive. It was taken from you, by something you do every single day without realizing it. The Stoics called it the most dangerous enemy a man could face, not because it destroys you violently, but because it does it gently. With comfort. With silence. With the feeling that tomorrow is always available. You still have goals. You still think about what you want to build. But somewhere between thinking and doing, something stops you. And today, we're going to name it. Marcus Aurelius woke before dawn. Every day. Not because his schedule demanded it. Because he understood something most men never do, that the body, left to itself, always chooses ease. He wrote in his private journal, "The mind that surrenders to comfort doesn't rest. It decays." And this wasn't a warning about laziness. It was more specific than that. The Stoics observed that comfort isn't just physical. The most dangerous comfort is mental, the habit of postponing discomfort to a future version of yourself that never quite arrives. You're going to start seriously. After this week. After this project finishes. When things calm down. They never calm down. And you already knew that. Here's what makes this habit invisible: it doesn't feel like giving up. It feels like being smart. Being strategic. Waiting for the right conditions. Epictetus taught that this is exactly how weakness disguises itself, as reason. The man who never starts tells himself a story about preparation. The man who quits tells himself a story about timing. The man who drifts for years tells himself he's building towards something. And none of them feel like they're losing. Not until they look back. The silent habit isn't procrastination in the obvious sense, it's the daily practice of choosing the version of your life that requires nothing from you right now. A smaller conversation. A safer option. A more comfortable hour. Each choice is barely noticeable. Over years, it becomes who you are. Seneca wrote one of the most unsettling sentences in the history of philosophy. He said, "It is not that we have a short time to live, it is that we waste much of it." He wasn't talking about entertainment or distraction. He was talking about men who live their entire lives in preparation. Who treat their actual life as a rehearsal for the real one. The cost of this habit is not time. Time is replaceable in the moment. The cost is identity. Every time you choose comfort over action, you send yourself a signal. A signal about what kind of man you are. And your mind believes it. Do it long enough, and ambition doesn't die loudly. It just quietly stops presenting itself. Because you've trained yourself to dismiss it. The Stoics didn't have a productivity system. They had a practice: act now, on what is in front of you, with what you have. Marcus Aurelius called it doing the work of a human being. Not extraordinary work. Not perfect work. The work that is available to you today. The way out of this habit isn't motivation. Motivation follows action, it doesn't precede it. The Stoics knew this. That's why they didn't wait to feel ready. They built the discipline of beginning. Small. Consistent. Without ceremony. Because the man who acts imperfectly today is not behind the man who is still waiting for the perfect moment. He is years ahead of him. The silent habit that kills ambition doesn't announce itself. It shows up as one more reasonable reason to wait. The Stoics had one answer to that. Begin.